Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new episode of the No ID podcast. We are in season 8. I have here director, producer, writer, actor, creative. This man has several hats. Okay. You probably seen a couple of his movies on Tubi, Hit a Lick 1, Hit a Lick 2, Brown Sugar, Liquor House Comedy. He is in my opinion, uh the black Spike Lee of Tubi right now. And probably it's gonna be more it's gonna definitely be on a bigger scale, bigger platform. It definitely is. The one and only Ty Banks. How you doing today, sir?
Doing great, man. Thank you. Thank you for saying all that. Spike Lee's someone I definitely admire, man. So that's a huge compliment. I'm not there yet though.
Definitely. We gonna get you there, brother, because so how did you get into the whole creative realm of being a director, producer, actor, and writer?
Started off as a rapper, man, doing hip hop and all of that stuff, and I pretty much morphed into it. I was pretty much selling my CDs, and I met a director. To the store 100 times. I met a director, and he kind of introduced me to that, to the other side of entertainment. And over time, kind of fell in love with doing it. And then I started seeing that I could have a little bit more control of what I wanted to do and products I wanted to put out if I became behind the scenes more. And that's how I kind of morphed into doing it, producing my own stuff, writing my own stuff, and getting it out there.
Yeah, man. So how do you come up with the concepts of the movies like Hit a Lick 1 or 2 and Brown Sugar Nights and Liquor House Comedy? How do you come up with those concepts? I'm pretty sure it's a process, right?
Yeah, I mean, with my first movie, Hit a Lick, I wrote that pretty much 98% of I wrote that out myself, And what I did is I went to which is Wait Tech as a technical community college to learn how to write a script
Hmm.
because I wanted to write it. I needed to know how to write it the correct way. So that's what I did. I invested in that before I even did it. I knew that I had to have a solid story for something to start out with. Because even when I was rapping, a lot of my strong points people would say would be storytelling. So I just kind of started thinking about ideas that I would like in music. And I still got ideas from old songs that I wrote that I'm gonna turn into screenplays and things like that. So it's just a base of just dreaming about what you want to do, and just pursuing it. That's pretty much it.
Definitely. Who were some of your inspirations as far as the creative game? I know you said Spike Lee. Was there
Hmm.
anybody else?
Oh man, it's been so much. Mr. Bill Duke, that's someone that I looked
Ooh.
up to. I look at a lot of stuff he did, a lot of stuff he continues to do, and his approach to it is that you have to know how to do more than one thing to make it. And that he's talking about Hollywood. So being an independent, you basically two timing that because you don't have the same amount of budget as you would if someone else was giving you that budget. You know what I mean? So that's another person. It's just been numerous people from all different races, to be honest with you, from all different races, all types of people that I admire who doing stuff. Of course, the favorite movie to me is The Dark Knight, and how that was
Oh,
made um, is excellent to me. So I don't limit myself to just someone who's like me or looks like me. I try to learn as much as I can from different people. And sometimes it could be a sci-fi movie. It could be a lifetime movie. I could just be watching something and get inspired by whoever. So it really doesn't, it's not like I couldn't pinpoint it to like one or two people. Do you know what I'm saying?
most definitely, most
Mhm.
definitely. And you act as well too. Did you
Mhm.
like take acting classes, or did you just got just the natural talent of being a great actor? Because you got like what's his name? Idris Elba said he's
Mhm.
never took an acting class
Mhm.
before.
Um,
So it's
that wasn't my process. I had to learn how to act. Well, basically, yeah, I had to learn. That wasn't my process. I had to learn how to act. I think that for some people like him, it can come. It can be uh, a gift that they already have, and it can come out of them right with the right direction of whoever's directing him on whatever he had. But for other people, they need to learn the basis of acting. It still is an art form, you know. And it's just like with singing, some people are naturally born to be able to sing, and others have to take lessons. It doesn't mean that they're not a good singer. They just had to learn the correct way of doing things. So, in my experience, and what I suggest people who really want to get into acting is to take classes and learn how to act, because some people just want to be themselves, you know.
That's
So, you really have to take it serious. And I'm pretty sure over the years, Idris has had different directors who showed him things, you know. So,
definitely,
hmm
definitely. Now we joke on Tubi a lot,
hmm
right? We joke on Tubi, but it has opened up the door for a lot of black creators, a
hmm
lot of black creatives, and showcasing. How has Tubi been for you since you've made the move over to? Because only it's been around for 9 years, somewhat.
well,
You
the
know.
thing I think is, I'm glad you said that. Like, we joke on it. Black people joke on Tubi. That's the only group of people that's joking on Tubi like that. And that's because
Mhm.
Tubi recommends movies that you currently watch. So it's like an algorithm with anything else. So if you watch like YouTube videos, you notice that another video that's similar to that is going to pop up, or in that same category that you've been watching before, right? So what happens is
Mhm.
a lot of black people are watching movies that they like, and it's based on people that look like them or had experiences like them. So they get recommended another movie that was just like theirs, the one that they previously watched, which could have been a low budget film. But if you look at Tubi, Tubi is owned by Fox. It's not some little bootleg thing. It's owned by Fox, and it's also just partnered with HBO, with Disney. So if you look at Tubi, you see all these big movies coming there. So it's not something that's lower tier. They say the same thing about Amazon Prime. But what it's done for me is open up the door for me as an independent to be able to not have to go to Hollywood to try to get a deal. You still got to get a distribution deal to get on Tubi. So it's not like you uploading things to Tubi yourself. And Tubi does have a curation thing that I think is going to get even more tighter as that catalog get bigger and bigger and bigger. So after a while, you'll start to see people their perception of Tubi is going to change, because they're going to start expanding what they're watching themselves. So they're no longer just going to be watching black cinema. They're going to see, um, like Girls Trip just went up on there. You know, that's a Hollywood film, just went up on there. Um, what's the other one? It's a couple of movies they just put up there. Some big movies they just dropped on there. So you got all types of people on Tubi, all types of actors and stuff. So it's not some bootleg thing that the black community want to like do, and I think they're just doing that because they're really just down themselves, really, man. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it's really about. You know, it's a joke on, because they'll point out the people who make a watch Tubi movies. I don't know if you watch that on videos and stuff. They'll make videos about what went wrong in the filming, and look at that leg I saw, look at that hand I saw, look at this. But they get real picky about that. But
Mhm.
it's really the black community thinking it's a lower level, because black people have a love for brands and brand names. So they think they're looking for it to be like this. It's a Tubi movie. None of the movies we make are Tubi movies because we don't work for Tubi. You see what I'm saying? When you see a Tubi original, that's someone who sold their rights to Tubi, and now they own that film. Get what I mean? So it's not like these people work for Tubi. They don't work for
Mhm.
Tubi. So it's not a Tubi movie. It's just on Tubi. And it's on a lot of those
Yeah,
movies on Amazon Prime, YouTube too.
they are.
So
They are.
just depends on your distributor and where they put it at.
I will say this though, as far as me being a comedian,
Mhm.
I'm happy that Tubi has come along because now I get to see those comedians that had the specials that we
Mhm.
missed out on. Like I was watching Tony Baker, TK Kirkland. I
Mhm.
remember they did the partnership with the LOL network and they had
Mhm.
all the episodes of Def Comedy Jam up there. So shout out to them.
Mhm.
And for those that don't know, HBO pretty much did partner with Tubi. They did sell that,
Mhm.
like I don't know, like half their catalog over. So when I saw the new Space Jam was over there, and now they got Uncle Drew and
Mhm.
some other things going over there, it's like, all right, well, cool. And I appreciate too because it does open up the door for black independents, black creators,
Mhm.
those that don't have to go to Hollywood and go through. You probably
Right.
still,
Right. I know what you
yeah, that
said.
that part,
Hmm.
yeah, they do that, and I know, how that comes along. Now you've done different genres. You've
Hmm.
done. I appreciate Liquor House comedy because
Hmm.
I think I watched 5 of them.
Hmm.
After I did the interview with Gatarachi Dink, and I was
Hmm.
like, damn, this is actually pretty good. So you're giving a shot to those that's I wouldn't say underrated. I hate that word. That's right where they need to be, but they just need that push.
Right. They ain't been discovered yet, right?
Eh,
Yeah.
yeah, like
Hmm.
they need that push. I think it's something great to go on their resume too, because if you say, "Hey, I did a special on to be called Liquor House Comedy," or "I was in a movie Hit a Lick 1 or 2," or
Hmm.
a Brown Sugar, then we're like, "Oh, okay, they're serious."
Right.
Yeah, yeah, man, yeah, yeah, definitely. I respect it, man. Do you still get the itch to go back into rapping? Because now you see, like,
Um.
I got a story to tell that's acting out like Jay-Z and Biggie Smalls lyrics into
Mhm.
our shows. Do you still get the itch to go back into rapping?
Not really, man. But when you're a rapper, man, like I don't pretty much did all the stuff in hip hop. I was a DJ, break dance. I
Mhm.
did tag, and I won't good at graffiti, but I could tag, pop and all that stuff. I don't pretty much did all of it. Been doing it all my life, so about like 14, you know. So it's just another form of expression. When I found what I really think that I love about hip hop is the entrepreneurship of it, and I think that's what drew me to it as a kid. I didn't understand what it was called back then, but I understand it now. And as far as rapping, that's just one part of it, man. I used to make beats too. You see what I mean? So it's like just another part of it. So saying, do I get an itch to rap again? Is like saying, do I get an itch to make a beat again? It's like whenever I feel like it, I might, write something down. But I don't really see myself right now like going on stages and rapping and stuff like that. Nah, I think I found my passion with the films, and I could always put my music and stuff in there and put people I know. I like to put other people I know into it too. Like put their music into my movies, give them a scene in my movies, especially they're from North Carolina. I really like to put people that's because I understand their journey, So I try to put them
Yeah.
in something and share like, and hopefully they when they blow up, they'll look back and be like, "Yo, let me throw, I come and do a role for you in a movie you got." So that's pretty much how I look at it. Because you never know what someone's going to be. You know what I mean? You just never know.
No, you never do. You never
You never
do.
know.
You never do. And I want to touch on something you said
Mm-hmm.
earlier about people that do the videos and trend on Twitter
Mm-hmm.
about the Tubi stuff. There are a lot of white movies, or I won't even say white movies, or bigger box movies that actually have quote unquote flaws
Oh
and
yeah,
things like that. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Netflix is king of that shit. Excuse my language.
yeah, yeah.
Excuse my language. And Tubi is definitely in my eyes better than Netflix. In my eyes. Sorry, Netflix. But it's the truth. It's the truth. Like we always ask for diversity and inclusion and you know in cinema for black people. And one of the things that really took me away from Netflix was when the George Floyd situation happened. They came up and they said, "Yeah, we support Black Lives Matter." And in their catalog of movies, they're putting like slavery movies
Mm-hmm.
into the catalog. So that turned me off for it. And I just discovered too with pandemic. Like most
Right.
people did, I discovered during the pandemic. I was like, oh damn, what's this?
Yeah. It's interesting you say that, man, because I have I think with the slavery movies, because I've done one before, I acted in one before. That went off. It was
Mhm.
like it was in the theaters and everything like that. But it wasn't one of the slavery movie. It was a history movie, and all of us in there was playing slaves, or some of us in there, right? But what
Mhm.
I think about slavery movies is that it's a way to show how strong a group of people were. So I don't look at it as showing as, oh, you weak and we beating you down. Do you get what I'm saying? It's a way to show the inhumanity that someone had towards someone else. So it's your approach to how you do it and how you look at it. Because you look at other people cultures, they'll show their suffering all day and they'll shame the people who did it. And after a while, the people like stop saying it. We don't want to look bad. Do you see what I mean? Like you'll see people
Mm.
who constantly show you their suffering over and over and over. And after a while, you'll sympathize with them and say, yo, that isn't right. Do you see what I mean? So it's how your approach to it, making a slave movie. But I think they're looking at it like, well, I'm tired of seeing this and tired of seeing that. Like they say, they're tired of seeing the gangster movies, you know? But to be honest
Mm.
with you, that's one of the top sellers. That's who black people are watching it. 50 Cent is proving that. He was like, they showed this thing with the top 10 movies of, with top 10 series and everything. He had 4 or 5 of the top slots by himself. You know, so nobody's making people watch those movies. It's other movies out there. It's a lot of movies out there. I think this is what people are gravitating to because they're not. One thing you got to notice about Hollywood, man, they're not gonna lose no money. They're not trying to lose money. You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
So they're not gonna make something that ain't gonna make them no money. If it's gonna make them some money, they're gonna do it. That's that's how they roll, you know.
That's the yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's just business at the end of the day. It comes down to business. We just
I
don't have a
do.
lot of people a part of that business. So, you know, but to them, it's just business to them.
Sometimes I try to figure out why don't we have a lot of people part of that business. I mean,
Mm-hmm. It's
50
a hard
Cent
business.
has, yeah, it is, but like 50 has capitalized the stars market. Like
Mm-hmm.
nobody watches stars if it doesn't have power up there.
Right.
Um, Tyler Perry has taken over BET, kind of did him dirty on that deal, but Tyler Perry took it over. Yeah, my man Byron Allen, he's now has comedy TV, which just came to Virginia's network.
Okay.
I don't not too long ago. So you see us doing it. I think we just don't support a lot, or we get too afraid of it. You know,
Right.
if that makes sense. Yeah, I think we get too afraid of seeing us all on the television, and I think we hold ourselves to a higher standard
Yeah.
than the big Hollywood wigs. But when the big Hollywood wigs have a flaw in the movie, we don't call it out. We don't post it. We don't Twitter. I don't know. It's like a crabs in the barrel mentality.
Well,
You know?
the thing, the good part about it is when they do that, it does drive traffic to your movie. You know what I mean? So the people are still
Mm-hmm.
getting paid. It's still helping them. But I kind of think that it's a way of them to say we're less than, and they're comfortable with that. Does that make sense? So like, almost like the DVD era, you know, when everybody was
Yeah.
bootlegging. I think they want to represent. They want us to be like on a tier of bootlegging. Do you see? I think that's what they want when they watch one of our films. They're like, oh, it's a bootleg. But horror films
Mm-hmm.
does crazy stuff all the time, man. I mean, if you watch horror people, horror films do some crazy stuff, like some really funny stuff sometimes, you know. But it's just the audience, man. It's just the audience, you know. And then sometimes they
Mm-hmm.
like stuff just because the people in it. They don't even really have to be good actors, and you know, they just might follow
Yeah.
some celebrity or a local celebrity in their town, you know. It just depends,
Big fact.
you know.
Big
Just
fact.
depends. I know it's pretty
It
good for
do.
you guys. Y'all got a lot of y'all get a lot of jokes out of it though. Some of the movies, I know y'all like it, so you know it keeps y'all material going. I'm sure, you know.
It do.
So,
It do. It do.
well, you know,
I'll make a joke. I make a joke here and down too, but
hmm
honestly, like I'm not even saying it because I'm in front of you.
hmm
It's been some time. It's been some times where I go on Tubi. I'm like, yo, they had Life up there with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence, which
right,
is my top movie to
right,
watch. And then
hmm
I'm like, all right, bet. And then I watched a Tubi original, Cinnamon,
hmm
and they had Pam Grier and Damon Wayans, and I was like, damn,
right,
this is good. This is good. The only thing I wish Tubi would do is like they have an option where you can actually pay to skip the commercials, but but that wouldn't make sense because everybody would
Right.
draw to the free of it.
And,
So
yeah, and
yeah,
that's not their business model. Their business model is advertising on demand like YouTube, which is a good thing in a way. Just depends on how you look at it. But that's what we're dealing with. But, YouTube got some good movies out there too. You just got to find them. I
you do.
think Tubi did a good job of when it comes to black cinema, putting it all in one spot and giving it a category. You know, so they respect it because they see the traffic. They respect it because they see the traffic. Again, like I was telling you, Hollywood just care about the numbers, man. And, and they respect that traffic. That's why you have a black cinema category. That's why you have what's hot on Tubi up on the black. That's why, you know.
You do.
So, man. But Tubi is not some local owned or some little mom and pop situation. It's owned by Fox News. If you watch the NFL on Fox, you'll see they flashing Tubi up there, right on there, up under that sports thing. They also have live channels up there. So I don't know why people's perception of it is that way, other than that they like down their own people's stuff. That's the only reason I can see it. I don't know. It's the only reason.
I don't know. I think it's like an attention type of thing. Like you hear one person
Hmm.
talk about something, and they be like, "Oh, I'm gonna talk bad about it too." But it's got some hits. It's got some bangers. Like I said, I got rid of Netflix because the George Floyd situation.
Right.
Uh, yeah. What's the other? Nah, that's it. I keep Tubi. Tubi comes in handy.
We
Tubi
don't.
comes in handy. Like,
You got Pluto too, man. I mean, it's Pluto out there. Vimeo,
yeah,
Voodoo, which is owned by Walmart. Um,
correct.
um,
Crackle, which is Sony.
Crackle. Yeah, it's a lot of them out there, man. It's not just, it's Roku, Roku channel, Roku. They got them too. So you got FilmRise. You got
Yep.
FilmRise. So it's a lot of them out there. It's not just. It's just what is hot right now. Again, that's why I said um, black people like brands a lot. So if you got a brand, they recognize they're gonna go to your brand. One time when I first started putting comedy specials on, getting it on Tubi and stuff like that, and I was telling people, they were like, "What is Tubi?" Well, they would even I put it on Amazon Prime, even when I put stuff on Prime, it ain't Netflix. That's the feedback we was getting. It's not Netflix, you know. And now things have changed, and now that Amazon curates a lot, you know, now they want to be on Amazon Prime. So it's kind of funny to me, It's like you can't get up there more than likely, like I was doing it back then because we got in early, So like you're gonna have a little rougher time to get on Prime nowadays, depending on what they're taking. You might can rent it and sell it yourself, but to get on
Hmm.
the actual Prime, where it's for free for subscribers to watch and freebie, it's gonna be rough to get on there. It's gonna be rough.
Yeah, they create a little bit of hurdles because it used to just be like Amazon Prime upload or something like
Yeah, you
that.
can
You
still do that.
upload,
Yeah, you can still
you
upload
still
yourself.
can.
You can still upload yourself, but they curating hard. So just because you upload don't mean they're gonna let it get in there. You know what I mean? So that's what's going on. You can upload it, don't mean they're gonna pass it though. You know what I mean? So that's what's going on with that.
Definitely. Have you
Yeah.
ever had how am I gonna word this? Has there ever been a time where there has been like a writer's block or you've done a project, you be like, you know what, I don't think this is
Mhm.
the best work I'm gonna do, and you didn't put it out, or you did put it out and it got a better result than what you thought it was gonna get?
Oh yeah, man, that's happened before. I made a movie before on my. I tried on my cell phone because I heard all the raves about that. They kept saying this movie was shot on the iPhone, shot on the iPhone. People kept talking about it, right? And it was I think the movie was Tangerine or something like that. I think that was the name of it.
Mm-hmm.
They kept talking about it. I was like, oh yeah, let me try that, So I went and tried it. I did complete the movie. I used the iPad and the iPhone though, but I did complete the movie. The thing about it is I found out is that when you record an MP4, and this is some old technical stuff, the video people out there gonna understand what I'm saying. When you record an MP4, you crushing it, so it's kind of hard to get the coloring and everything done because it's already baked in. So it's hard to pull that coloring and stuff out to get it where you want, to make it look a level and have it all consistent throughout the whole movie, right? So that's all technical stuff. I don't get all in that, but an iPhone is cool for certain things. You know, it's for certain things. But that's why we use Black Magics, Sony's, Canons, and those big ones. That's Reds. That's why we use them. It's a reason why, you know. But yeah, man, I put out a movie called Bless Your Heart. It was funny, but I could have did it like today. I can do it a lot better now. I can do it a lot better now.
Yeah.
A lot better
Yeah.
now. But the thing is,
Mm,
man, I want to say to anybody there who's thinking about making a movie, the main thing is completing it. Because a lot of films don't get completed. A lot of them don't get completed. So I respect anybody who make a film and complete it. You know, it's a long journey.
Big facts. It's a long journey. I think I've had
Mhm.
some comedy that I've wrote and didn't hit, and I got a better result, but I didn't
Mhm.
finish the joke. It's been interesting. It's
Mhm.
been an interesting journey, man. But before we close out, is there anything that you want to say to those that's aspiring to do what you do? With like any words of motivation or advice that you have?
Yeah, I would say before you make a film or write a story, um, think about the audience first. You think about who's going to watch this, who's going to invest their time in it, because we're competing so much for time from people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Be very mindful of what you're making and who's going to make it. Know what you're going to, envision who the audience is. Do some research on them and make sure that that's what they want to see. You got to niche down, like almost double niche down. So if you're doing a comedy, you got to decide it's going to be an urban comedy or it's going to be a clean comedy or is it going to be faith based. So, do your research before getting out. And you can do it. You can do it. Get you a good group of people together, but you can do it.
And if anybody wants to follow you, how do they get in contact with you, or
Mm-hmm.
see some more of your work, your catalog? Because you have an extensive catalog. I've been on the website a couple of times.
Yeah, go to my website, tyebanks.com. It's TYEBANKS.com. Pretty much everything's up there. You can just one click and go see the different stuff, man. And I appreciate you having me up here, man. Also, I got a new film, a new documentary I just released called She Bad. And
Mm.
it's about, I can be honest, it's about dancers and actresses, IG models, and they're pretty much giving men advice on dating. So that's something you should, I think a lot of guys will watch, should give it a watch. It's a documentary about 45 minutes long. And I interviewed about six women. And a lot of them are in
Mhm.
different videos. They're like Bootsy videos they're in and a lot of upcoming videos. Some of the rappers I haven't seen yet. And they from all over, man. I shot in Atlanta, but the models are from all over. And some of them are dancers. They'll be honest, some of them strippers are out of Dallas and whatever. But the information is very honest. Yeah, it's very honest conversation. It'll give you an insight of how women view men right now, I'll say. Not all women, but how a lot of us on social media trying to holler at different women online. They give you a good insight of how they think right now. But it's called
Mm.
She Bad. That's the name of it. And it's on Tubi
Yeah.
for free, or you can rent it on Amazon Prime.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I appreciate you having
Mm-hmm.
me. Like coming on the interview. I reached. Oh man, I think I tried to hit your IG up a couple of times.
Oh, Instagram?
Um.
Yeah, I'm not really,
Yeah.
it's crazy. I'm not really strong on Instagram. I need to pay more attention to it, because I don't have a lot of followers on Instagram. So I'm like, whatever. But, but I need to pay attention to it because I'm like, man, sometimes I don't even look at it for weeks sometimes, right? I'm like, oh man, I've been gonna look at this. But, I be busy, man, and I be promote my other stuff. And I just sometimes forget to promote my own social media connections. But,
Shit. It happens, man. We got so
mhm.
much social media. We got to be attached to being a
Right,
creator.
right.
I'm like, I still haven't jumped on the TikTok wave yet. Like everybody's like, get a
Yeah, I ain't
TikTok. I'm
never
like,
done it.
bro.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't really, I mean, I understand it. I understand it, but it's like, man, that's just another one I gotta manage now. Because Facebook right now,
Upload.
right? Facebook right now got me pretty much. busy, to be honest with you, because that's most of my traffic is at Facebook, and I got
Mm-hmm.
the She Bad page on there, man, and that's it going and managing that page, and I got other pages I'm managing with people. So Instagram, I have to connect it better, get my Instagram back up. I don't even think I got 1,000 followers on Instagram. So I don't even think I got 1,000. I'm starting to pick up because one of the ladies from the modeling agency tagged me. So now all these models are coming to my page, because they saw the movie. Of course, they want to be a part of something too. So, but man, I appreciate it, man. I really appreciate this interview, bro. Taking the time out and introducing me.
Man,
I appreciate that.
that's that's what no problem. That's what No Idea is about, man. It's about interviewing black and brown
Mm-hmm.
creatives on anything, on their journey, on their life, on like any struggles they had, obstacles. That's what No ID was created for.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's called No ID, because it can go, it may have a model, may have a director, may have a comedian. I've had wrestlers up here, but
Right.
this is why I created this platform for. I want to pick brains. I want to see how you got your start.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very inspirational because you were saying rapping,
Mm-hmm.
like you was and making beats. I think the microphone is the most powerful thing in the world, in my opinion. It's a gateway to open up doors for you. Like comedy with this microphone has got me into doors in rooms that I was like, ain't no way in hell I can get in there. But
Right.
yeah.
I would say this too, man. Don't be afraid to like take the next. Cause you fail, man. Ain't no big deal, So, but don't be afraid. And I've had a lot of I put a lot of comedians in my new movie right now. I'm editing it right now. It's called Yes. Black women say yes, like that. That's the name of my new romantic
Mm,
comedy. It stars Lady Shamar, who's a stand-up comedian out of Greensboro, North Carolina. I got over 10 comedians in this movie, man. Over 10,
I can only
and
imagine the improv
yeah,
on that one.
we improv a lot of it. I let them improv a lot because they're not gonna listen to me. Like certain stuff they're gonna do their own thing. You know how comedians are. They'll follow script, but they
Yeah.
got to throw their little, But I would definitely like to come back and talk about that, man, because we're doing a tour with that. I'm putting together a local tour with that to promote the movie. So we're gonna hit different places in North Carolina, and it's gonna be the Yaz comedy tour while the movie's out. So it'll give them some shine and give me some shine. It's a win for everybody. And every city they're from, they're the headliner of that city or they're the host liner of that city. So, but you can do it, man. People stick
Yeah.
together. You can do a lot. You can do a lot.
You can. You can. You're more powerful as a united front.
Absolutely.
Definitely, brother. If you guys want to follow me, see any of my shows, see this podcast, my comedian profile is comedian Rome. That's on Twitter and IG. No ID Media TV. That's Facebook and IG and YouTube. So YouTube and No ID Media TV will give you everything from the comedy to interviews to the podcast. Even I think like 1 or 2 skits are up there. And I appreciate my man Ty Banks coming onto this show. Make sure you go to his website, it's tybanks.com. You can find him. Watch a couple of the flicks. Watch all the catalog, honestly. And to just support black creators, black independent creators as well too, because we be going through it. You know what I mean? I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. I can't see his head, but I can tell you with my hairline, you can see how much I done went, how
Oh,
much
my
hell
hat
I'm
been
going
gone, bro. I've been on cut that off about 10, 15 years ago, man. Yeah. So I
You see what
appreciate you,
hell we
bro.
go through, man.
Yeah,
I
I
appreciate
appreciate
you,
you,
bro.
bro.
All right, we're gonna sign on out. Stop recording.